Hello, hello. Okay, I'm gonna do the Zelda matchup chart based off of what I believe in. Starting off with Bayonetta, I feel like this matchup is in Zelda's favor with a +1. Yeah, to be honest. That's going in +1. Bowser Jr., oh gosh. Okay, I fought against Bowser Jr.'s in tournament, and it's so tough. I'm not gonna lie. I would put Bowser Jr., though, in around even. There we go. Bowser, honestly, like any heavy, I'm gonna do in like a +2 matchup. I think Zelda wins this so easily. I'm so sorry. But she does. Very easily comboed, and also lightning kicks just land super easily. It's over for him. Captain Falcon, I'm putting in a -1 matchup. I wouldn't say -2, to be honest. I feel like Zelda does pretty well in certain scenarios against him. Yes, he can go in, rush down, and like combo her, all of that stuff, but Zelda overall beats him out. Rom is definitely like a -2. I'm like hovering over with that, but I'm gonna save that for like one character. Chrom, any sword fighter for the most part is going to take out Zelda. That's just how it is. Rushdown character, a bunch of combos, he can go past anything. A lot of her matchup experience too, or like her matchup chart, I feel like depends very much on if the character is a rushdown character and he can just combo her pretty easily. Also, she just gets out neutraled. Any character with like a strong neutral is going to take her out. That's also why Cloud is going to be in a -2 matchup. Corrin, though, is pretty even. I would say Corrin's not a very high tier character, and Zelda has enough tools to take them out. Yeah, they can combo decently, but they're not super fast. Zelda can zone them out. I honestly think that she beats Peach and Daisy. +1, Peach and Daisy are both pretty high tier characters and have good combo games. They can go in, take her out, do that 90% combo that they all tend to do on me. But I do think that Zelda does pretty well. Zelda can zone them out. Dark Pit and Pit, ooh, I'm gonna say -2 because they have that reflector too, and they can get good combos on her. She definitely beats the Samus line with a +1. I wouldn't put them in +2. I'm gonna reserve that more for heavies, but I do think that +1 for her. Diddy, like, ooh. No, I'm gonna say +1 for her. Doesn't have like the absolute best neutral. Diddy doesn't have the absolute best neutral. Doesn't have that many tools against her. She can work with that. Okay, this is just like another heavy. Slow moving character. Yeah, that's +1. Me Gunner. I guess it kind of depends what like moveset you use. Zelda usually beats Gunners though, because she can just reflect. But me Gunner also has a reflector. You're going an even. Me Brawler. I do like okay against me Brawler, but I would say with the rushdown that me Brawler can do, it can just hit very hard. I'm gonna say still even. Me Sword Fighter also is going an even. Dr. Mario, I mean, yeah, she beats Dr. Mario out. +2. Duck Hunt, I mean, she can reflect what he has. I'm gonna say +1. Falco, I'm gonna say she loses -1. No, you know what? No, you're going an even. I'm gonna also even these out at the end in their rows, but Falco has good combos against her. He's solid with that. He has a reflector. She's a combo character. Combo characters do well against her too because she is pretty easily comboed. She's floaty, she's slow. Fox is also, I'm gonna say about even because Fox is just so light. They're both light, but Fox, she can work with very well. I feel like I usually do well against Foxes too. Like Ganondorf, you're going +2. Greninja, definitely a -2 matchup. Rushdown combos. Ice Climbers, I think she really beats them out. They're just slow moving. Yeah, Ice Climbers are a very like combo heavy character. when you're playing them, but she can zone them out pretty easily. Ike, I'm going to say, is a -1 matchup. He hits hard, and a lot of his aerials, essentially all of them, can work with her, and they're going to take her out. They block off a lot of her moves. But I'm not going to say -2 because he's a slow character. And then Incineroar, his Revenge is very good against a lot of her zoning tools. So I'm going to say around even because he's a heavy. Inkling, I would say -1 matchup. Because their aerials, a lot of their moves, it doesn't take up a lot of space. And Zelda can go in with some hard hits. Isabelle, yeah, they can like pocket her Phantom. But I'm still going to say she overall takes them out. They're light. The moves are low range, and then Jigglypuff is obviously going to be like a +1. Or actually, no, +2, I would say. Just so light. And then also you can just zone her out so easily. Joker? Okay, it's just so controversial. I'm going to say Joker is an even matchup for her. Yeah, even. Even. She can zone him out. Yeah, he has Arsene, and he can reflect once he has that. But for what Joker is, and Joker's a pretty high tier character, Zelda can still take him out. She can zone him out pretty well. He's fast-ish, but she can still take him out. So, I'm gonna say even. For what Joker is, this is like relative to him. Bouncing between -1 and even for her. But she can work with his combos. They're not like... He doesn't have like a long range for a lot of his moves. Street Fighters are going to be a +1 for her. They can't do much against her. And then DDD is a heavy. I think DDD does better because he has some zoning tools he can use against her. He's not like hopeless like Donkey Kong against her, but she does pretty well against him. Combos him pretty well. And she can also work with the spike balls that he sends out. King K. Rool, I think, is a +1. He has a reflector. And he has some moves that can counter her. He has like this like back air. He also has a bunch of super armor. But I would say that wouldn't put him up with the other heavies. Kirby can get some good combos on her, but I would say she still has a +1 against him. Link is definitely an even matchup. Or actually no. +1. I think she beats Link. He has this shield. I don't even remember really like what his shield takes out. I don't think he can shield Phantom. But that's something. He has something with that. His neutral does like okay against her, but she can reflect a lot of his other stuff. Then Little Mac, she definitely beats out with a +1 because he can rush her down. Lucario, I'm gonna say even for Lucario. Yeah, the aura is definitely an issue against her. I mean, it is for everybody, but a lot of her moves are like very hard hitting, and she needs to get that kill at the end. Lucario can counter that with his aura, and also he has a reflector. But ooh, +1 or even? I don't know if I would do +1 or even. I think I'm gonna keep him an even though. Lucas is about a +1 matchup for her, I'm gonna say. He's too small, his moves are too small. Lucina, she loses probably -1. Lucina's pretty dainty. And she can work with that, but Lucina is a sword fighter, and a lot of sword fighter moves just outrange her. She can't really get in with her neutral, so if you get past her zoning, then you're like pretty much good. Luigi just needs to get one grab, but she can zone out Luigi pretty well and help prevent that. So we're going in +1. Mario, I'm gonna say is even. Oh, he has that cape though, and he's like a high tier character. It's like -1 for him. Marth, I feel like everyone knows that Marth pretty much messes up Lucina. Just very similar to Lucina messes up Zelda. Mega Man, I'm gonna say is around even. She can reflect a lot of his stuff, but also Mega Man can kind of like zone her out too. Meta Knight thinks she wins. He doesn't really have a counter, and he has like short range moves, so I'm gonna say like a +1 matchup for her. Mewtwo's definitely at least a +1 for her. She can combo him. She can get like heavy hits too. Easy to get lightning kicks on him. She can take him out pretty fast. So I'm gonna say +1. Game and Watch. It's probably a +1 or an even matchup because he's also pretty quick to go out. And Zelda does really well against characters that are light because she has so many kill moves. Game & Watch is a pretty good character though, and I think he's very underrated. So he's gonna go even. Ness, I think she beats Ness. I think she does. Similar to with Lucas. Olimar can kind of work with her because Olimar also has like good zoning options. Then Olimar can have a good distance of where he throws his Pikmin at her. So I'm gonna say even. Pac-Man, I'm gonna say is also even. Little arms. He can't do too much with her, and she has good options against him. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna say +1 for her. Like a light +1. Palu, I'm gonna say is a -2 matchup. It's very difficult to go against her. She has a reflector. She also has really good options. That Nair is going to cancel out so much. Also the invincibility on her back air with Palu. And then Peach is just going to go up where Daisy is. Yeah. Pichu, she definitely takes out. Just super small. He goes off easily. You're going in +1 matchup. Because Pichu is very strong. He can take out Zelda. And then Pikachu just does like similarly, but because Pikachu's just a better character and can last longer, I'm gonna say even. Piranha Plant, she definitely takes out. She can work with everything that he has. Essentially, she can reflect. She can go in with like her neutral against him. I don't know if I would say a +2 matchup, but I'm gonna definitely say +1. And then Pit is gonna go where Dark Pit is. Pokemon Trainer, I'm gonna say is even for her. Yeah. I mean, you can get some combos in with Squirtle, and then the natural progression is into Ivysaur for like mid%, and then Charizard for like the final %. And she will do best against Charizard because Charizard is a heavy and she can combo him pretty easily. Just have to watch out for that Flare Blitz because she's super light. Richter is an even matchup because she can reflect what he has, and he has the whip at a pretty good distance for her. He can take her out if she's going in for some aerials. Ridley is a heavy, but he's a bit faster, and his side B gives him some more advantage. And also he can go in with his like aerials. He can go with some moves. I'm gonna give him a +1. She wins with a +1. Robin, I'm gonna say is a +1 for her. She can work with what he has. She can reflect what he has too, very easily. Rob, ooh. There we go. Not over. He's a heavy, but he's so fast. And he's such a good character. And also his aerials have like a good distance ratio against hers. And also you can combo her on the ground too. She doesn't have the best ground game either. But still, he's a heavy. She can combo him. I'm gonna say even. She can also reflect a bit of what he has. Rosalina, she definitely wins with a +1. She can work with all that. She can also take out Luma pretty easily with Din's Fire Phantom. Roy is a -2 rushdown character, can take her out easily. Going over there. And then Ryu is just going to be in the same spot with Ken. You can't really do much against her. She can zone out very easily with Ryu. Move you up here. Okay. Samus, same spot. You have all the tools to be able to take out Samus and Dark Samus with Zelda. So you're going up here. Sheik, she beats Sheik is super light and she can zone out Sheik. It's going to be a little bit hard because Sheik is pretty fast, but still get a +1 against Sheik. Shulk, I'm going to say is pretty even. Depends how they use their Monado arts. If they're really skilled with their Monado arts, that's going to be a bit of a problem. They can use Smash. They can also use Speed to go really quickly against you. But Zelda still does pretty well against Shulk. She can zone him out, and he can't do much. He has his counter, but doesn't have a reflector. And Simon is also definitely even matchup. That's like the same as Richter. I think their only difference is what? They're fire, cosmetically. Echo Fighters. Snake. Ugh. They're both just like such zoners, and then the grenades and everything, and he's a pretty heavy character, so he's not easy to take out. So I'm going to say that's an even matchup for her. Sonic, I'm going to say I'm bouncing between even and -1 for her, because Sonic can like hone against her, go really fast, and can kind of like stress her out. If you're trying to zone out Sonic, it's going to be kind of difficult. But it doesn't really have a reflector, and you can still hit him when he's honing, so say even. Toon Link, I'm gonna say, is around where Link is. She can work with him. I'm gonna say it's like a +1 matchup for her. Villager is definitely a +1 matchup for her. I'm surprised. I'm just doing better than I thought. Wario's pretty even. Yes. Wario's pretty even. He's kind of heavy, but you can zone him out. There's not really a problem with that. You can also combo him decently well. You just have to work around his aerials because they're pretty strong. He's a pretty strong character. Wii Fit, I'm going to say is like even. Because Wii Fit, what I've seen is a lot of them will just try to zone Zelda back, and also with their deep breathing, they can get like hard hits on her. So Wolf is definitely a -2 matchup. Wolf has a reflector, strong moves, can cancel out her neutral. You're going into -2. Yoshi is going in like even, maybe like a +1 for her, I would say. Doesn't have a lot that can counter her. I'm just getting like memories of being back-aired by Yoshi's, but I think she can work with him. Young Link is also just like in the same boat as the other Links. She can work with him. That's when I think of Young Link, I just think of his Nair. Zero Suit Samus is definitely a -2 matchup. Zero Suit Samus is fast, can get a lot of good range on her with her moves. That grab too can be utilized. A lot of Samuses, I see that. They'll use that grab, which is like the same, like tether grab as Zero Suit Samus. Hero, I'm gonna say, I mean, Hero can get bounced and can kind of just like work with that against Zelda. But also he's not super fast, and Zelda can work with him. It's not like as much stress on Zelda as like Roy would be for other fast sword fighters. And then Banjo is also going to be around an even matchup for her. That Wonder Wing. Ugh. But Banjo can use his projectiles and make it pretty even. You can work with Zelda as Banjo and Kazooie. Terry is a +1, maybe a +2 for her, but I'm gonna put +1 because she can work with it. Like, you can zone out Terry very easily as Zelda. Byleth, I would say, is around even because Byleth is slow, but also just being so good with distance too. You can work with Zelda and like keep her kind of locked in if you are able to space her out well, so you get even. Min Min, she loses pretty badly because you have to get really close to Min Min. If the Min Min is zoning you out really well, it's going to be hard to work with that. But I'm not going to say -2. I'm going to say -1 because if Zelda gets in, you can get some hard hits on Min Min. You just have to kind of switch up your playstyle if you're fighting against Min Min. Steve, I'm going to say is even. She can work with him. It's not too bad, especially when he's crafting and stuff. You can send out Din's Fire. It's not like completely hopeless. So Steve can camp out Zelda, but Zelda can also rush down and take him out. And she can reflect like his minecart. She has tools that go against his. Sephiroth, I'm going to say, is around even for her. Similarly with Byleth, like he has distance. He can space her out, but she can work with him. He's a glass cannon. She's a glass cannon. Even. Mithra and Pyro separate. They both definitely take her out. I'm going to say -1. Pyra has good distance, and then Mithra can rush her down very easily. But she can work with them. Kazuya, I'm going to say, is an even matchup because she can zone out Kazuya. For Zelda to beat out Kazuya, though, she's going to have to zone him out pretty well. Like, ooh, she's going to have to zone him out pretty well. So you're going in even for Kazuya, but you have to play very patiently as Zelda. And then Sora, I'm gonna say is around even for her. She can work with what Sora has. He's fast. He can rush her down. He has some good stuff that she can also reflect it. So those are the characters. And then I'm gonna say for their order, Ganondorf I think is her best matchup. I'm gonna put Donkey Kong a little bit ahead of Bowser because Bowser has harder hitting moves than DK does. And he also has the fire, which works. Dr. Mario, I'm gonna keep him there. Ice Climbers. Actually, you know what? Yeah, I think she zones out Ice Climbers better. King Dedede I'm gonna keep over there, and I'm gonna put Jigglypuff actually above Donkey Kong because she can zone out Jigglypuff easily. Especially because Jigglypuff is in the air. You gotta snipe with those Din's fires. Okay, and then King K. Rool, +1. I'm gonna go over this. I'm gonna drop Diddy down. Think, yeah, King K. Rool is up there because I'm very torn between +2 and +1 for him. Bayonetta, I would put lower 2. Put her down there. Samus is a little bit above there. And then I'm gonna do the princesses after that. Duck Hunt, I'm gonna move him down a little bit because he can stress her out. Terry's definitely going up there. Probably above Isabelle. I'm gonna put Ken over here too. And put Ryu up there. This is pretty solid. Link, Toon Link, and Young Link. Of the 3, I'm gonna say Link is slower. Say Toon Link does the best. Yeah. I guess I'm gonna move up over here. Little Mac. Little Mac can rush her down pretty well though. I'm gonna keep him around the middle. Put Lucas around here. Meta Knight's fine, yeah. Kirby around the middle. Mewtwo I'll move up over here. Pac-Man, yeah. That's solid. I'll move him above Meta Knight. Move Piranha Plant down here. I'm gonna move Sheik down too. Yep. Bayonetta can get some good combos on her, but we'll keep her there. And then in the even matchup chart, I'm gonna say Bowser Jr. probably, yeah, dead even. Corrin, move down. Snake is getting moved down. Yeah. There. Kaze is also very even. There. -1, I'm gonna keep... Their swords are touching. Yeah, I feel like with sword fighters, it's also like, yes, they can rush her down. A lot of people say that sword fighters do very poorly against Zelda, but she can zone out. She can zone them out. They don't have any projectiles that can combat that. Yeah, and Chrom is just faster, stronger. If you know what you're doing with Chrom, it's over. Cloud is also really good against her. I have a harder time against Chrom than Palu. Move you up here. Okay, this is the total tier list. There we go.